put it on tape. Won the job in practice. Just most consistent performer. I mean, that's it. Tough competition, but he just earned it. Just had the performance and practice every day.
Rick Venables is giving $1 million of his pay back to the school for NIL purposes. Do you think that will start a trend?
I have no idea. Would you
give $1 million back?
I've given $1 million more to this university already. I've given more than that to the university. So did that a long time ago, before I was making a lot of money too. So I hope I've always given back to this university. Hopefully I've given more than I've received in my 17 years as a head coach here. Some things you can quantify, some things you can't. But hopefully I've given a lot. Given a lot to the community. We use our platform in a lot of ways to make a difference.
Sorry, Tristan Smith, just looking back, was there any reason you think you didn't get in and would you like to get him more mixed in that group?
Just one play game. I mean, we're just rolling with the best guys. I mean, TJ Moore and Wesco every play was critical. We only had 50-something plays. We never got in any rhythm. And sometimes you have a rotation, or you got this series, well, it was a 3-and-out. So now the next guy's back up, and maybe you went 9 plays. So, that's really part of that. He's going to play a ton. All those guys will have a lot of opportunity.
Going back to Tink, him switching positions in the spring offseason, was it kind of, I guess, shocking that he kind of made that growth immediately for him to start at the Tiger position?
No. I mean, that's how we recruited him. I mean, we recruited him that way and cross-trained him, and we were trying to figure out just like Ronan. That's how Ronan was recruited. I wasn't really sure. I was very honest with Ronan up front. In fact, I'm surprised we got him, but because I told him, I said, I'm really not sure. Because he really wanted to play wide out, and everybody offered him as a wide out. And I said, to me, it's easier to evaluate you as a defensive player. Like, I got no doubts as a defensive player. At receiver, I just don't have enough. Like, he just ran by everybody and caught the ball. I mean, I just didn't have enough. And, and then he comes in as a freshman year. We're trying to evaluate. He wanted to start out at receiver, and then he breaks his hand. And so he just we couldn't ever quite get the true evaluation that we needed. And then he was limited some in the spring. And then so we finally get through that count. I was just like, look, this guy's not in the right spot. I've coached receivers my whole career, and I'm like, and I hated it because I felt like we needed the spring to really get the evaluation because he couldn't really, do what we needed him to do as a freshman. But he's in the right spot. We got it right, and that's just part of our job. Tink's the same way. Tink was recruited that way, like he's going to play, and we cross-trained him. We're going to play both, and we got to figure it out. And it just became obvious that. And then when Tom came in too, it was like, all right, hey, we really want to. Because he learned everything at receiver, and I felt really confident with him at receiver. And he's trending in a good. He'd help us at receiver if we needed him. And so last year he trained at receiver and cross-trained at DB. So I went into the spring saying, all right, I want him to be a DB. I'll cross-train him as a wideout because he knows the wideout. And I wanted Tom to really get a good evaluation of him. And they love him. I mean, he just took to it. And we still cross-trained him in the spring. We cross-trained him early in camp, but we feel good about where we are now. Again, if we have another injury or something, then he's the guy that's he'll have to kind of swing a little bit. But so I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him. I mean, he's a redshirt sophomore, and he's a football player, and that's why we signed him. We signed him because we thought he was a good football player, and good football players find that love the game, that have toughness and passion, and are willing to do what it takes. They find their way on the field. And Tink's one of those guys, and Ronan's one of those guys.
What were your thoughts on the easier movement Saturday night?
Tough, ran hard. I mean, he only had three opportunities, just not much opportunity, but no different than. I mean, based on what I've seen all camp. I mean, he is a tough physical runner. And Gid is going to be a great Gid. Just his first play in there, he doesn't get his job done, and it just kind of, you gotta be ready. And so he's going to be amazing. All three of those guys, I think, are going to have great years. Nothing's changed on how I feel about that. We didn't do a good job of really giving them opportunity. Like I said, Adam had one carry in the second half for 6 yards, never touched it again in the running game. That's a failure on our part as coaches.
Go to questions virtually. Steve Reed, would you like to unmute and ask a question?
Yeah, hey, Dabo, I appreciate you taking questions here. Hey, did you say Antonio Williams was a hamstring, first of all?
Yeah. I don't know if I
Okay.
said that, but
Okay.
sure you already know that.
And any concern about that lingering? And then second part of that is if he is out this week, who would kind of take his spot in the starting lineup?
Yeah, there's always concern. I mean, anytime you have any type of soft tissue type injuries and things like that, especially with a skill player, you're always concerned. But I mean, Antonio will do what he needs to. I don't think it's severe, but I think he'll do what he needs to do to get himself back. Whenever he can get back. And but Tyler Brown, Tyler, that was another positive in the game. I thought Tyler really played well. Should have had 2 touchdowns. So one would have been a walk, just walk. So that was a positive. He made some plays for us, and good to see him play with a little confidence. He was out last year, but that's who steps in there.
Any other questions in the room?
Inside of 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, you called your second timeout with about 2.5 to go. And then after the third down play, didn't call the last timeout. What was kind of the thought process there?
Say that again.
So at about
We wasted 2
2:35
timeouts in the early half. Yeah, we called play wrong, so we screwed it up. Again, first game coaching, we called it wrong. Had to call 2 timeouts. That's unacceptable. So that was wasted 2. And the third one was we just took a knee at the end there. There was no. This situation of the game, I knew I wasn't going to have much time right there. And we had a 10-3 lead, I believe, when we turned them over right there at the end. And so we had 1 left. Had the 2-minute and 1 left.
When during the game did it strike you like, wow, we haven't given the ball to our running back since that first carry of the second half?
I don't know when, but I just knew we weren't in rhythm. And then all of a sudden we started pressing a little bit in the second half because time of possession. I think all of a sudden now you start trying to do too much. You just feel like you don't have the ball and you feel like the clock's just gone. And, again, that's to me more the offense than the defense, but the defense extended some drives on some penalties that were critical. The 3rd and 11 were off the field. And they go on and then we rough them, and they go. That's how they got a touchdown right there. We're off the field, and so it's a 10-10 game. And so just that part of it, and just the clock, and then we had a couple of drives where we didn't capitalize, and so now all of a sudden you feel like it's against you. And I think sometimes you can get impatient, and 22 minutes is not a lot of time. So just feel like, and then you got a great player, and you're like, something. And again, if you're gonna put it all on the quarterback, that's great. I'm fine with that, but you better play well. Better do what he's supposed to do. So that's just kind of part of it. But
What are your thoughts on what's a catch and what isn't versus last year?
what's that? What?
What's a catch and what isn't versus last year? Or what's a reception?
What's a catch?
Like the way they're reviewing reception, what's a reception, what's not a reception?
You talking about on the one where the guy didn't control the ball to the ground?
Yeah, just in general.
You got to make a football move with the ball in play, in the field of play, which is what happened on the fumble. He possessed the ball and then got knocked loose, and then it's just a matter of was it out, went for his knee, and then the other one, that was an easy call. You got to control the ball on the ground, and he didn't. So that wasn't a tough call. I don't know what else other than that. It's you catch the ball and you tuck it and you hand it to the ref. Was there another controversial call? Did I miss one?
South Carolina game, there was one.
Oh, I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what you're talking about. So.
So you don't think the catch that the LSU player made that was looked like a touchdown was overturned? You don't think that was a catch?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it's SEC crew. I mean, they overturned it. He dropped the ball. You got to possess the ball. That's the rule. So it was a catch, but he didn't finish the catch. You have to finish it. And when you're going out of bounds. Yeah, that was an easy call. Great play, a hell of a play, but didn't finish it.
Mr. Jay Haynes, where is he?
I guess I missed all the controversy. I don't know what we're talking about here. I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Jay Haynes, I guess, is he?
Yeah, he's progressing. He had a little setback, hit with a quad strain, which kind of set him back a little bit. He's doing great with his knee, but he strained his quad a little bit, doing his sprint work, and that kind of set him back a couple of weeks. So we'll get him back at some point.
And Walker Park, is he practicing this week leading up to the Georgia game?
Yep.
Anybody else?
After Belichick last night?
I feel bad for him. I mean, yeah, it was a tough. I had it on while I was in the office last night, and I mean it's a tough opener, but I mean he'll be all right. I mean he's Bill Belichick. I mean, look, a bunch of new players. It's an opener. They'll get better. They'll get better. I promise you, they'll get better. But you coach long enough, you're gonna have some good days, right? Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. I've been both. I mean, that's just, you coach long enough, you're gonna have some great streaks go your way, you're gonna have some bad streaks go your way, but if you coach a long time, that means you've had more success than failures. And I'd say he qualifies. But that'd be a bad day. But they'll get better. You gotta start somewhere.
Anybody else, Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.